So I'm just going to be doing a little Revel nail swatching. This is a great way to see what colors you have because it doesn't always represent the same color as it does in the jar. And for the first one, I have Mitra, and it is a sun changer. And I'm just going to start out with Revel's liquids. So I am actually using the step 3 instead of step 1 because you can interchange them. And for my swatches, I just like the way step 3 does better since I don't use it as a top coat because I use their gel top coat. And then we're just gonna get the excess off and we're gonna leave that right there. And then I have MC14 Pinwheel, which is a mood changer, which is also what it changes hot or cold, not really a mood changer. And it's a hot pink as of right now. And again, going and doing the step 3 instead of step 1. And I will post the link to Revel's page as well as my link to get you 10% off, and it gives me points as well. And the last one I have for today is D356 Intrigued. And you can see it's like a purple in the jar. Oh, I lost a little bit of it. That's okay. And again with the step 3. And this is also pretty much the same process for my nails. I have just recently tried out gel liquids, and I just did them like 2 days ago, and so far I like them better, but Revel doesn't carry Revel liquids, so I'm using Gelish, and I will probably be uploading a video on that depending if I like it or not. And then you're gonna take almost like a makeup brush, that's actually what it is, and you're just gonna brush off the excess just to get any of that other stuff off, just so that it doesn't get on your other things and contaminate them. And then you have hard brushes, and you want to wait a little bit just because you don't want it to like peel off. So alright, and we're going back in with the step 3. And again, tap off the excess. And I kind of like to shake down my powders just because I don't want them there. And I'm just going to wipe this off. Okay. And then going back with Pinwheel after I step 3. And I'm just going to step 3. And I like to kind of gently lay my fingers or swatch sticks, whatever I'm doing at the time, into the powder. It makes it for a little bit less filing and buffing, as I have found. So alright, and laying it into the powder, making sure I get full coverage. And then I'm just tapping it off again and laying that there so that I can brush off the powders. And normally I would do a clear first and a clear over top of it before I finished, but I'm just doing it for swatch sticks, so I'm not actually doing it to put it on my nails. Otherwise I would have done that. Okay, and then I I only do 2 coats on my swatch sticks. I do typically a coat of clear, 3 colors of it. Unless it's a glitter, typically I'll only do 2. And then a clear dip on top. When I did my gel liquids for the first time a couple days ago, I did 3 coat of clear, 3 coats of color, including the glitter that's right there. I did 3 coats of that as well, and then a coat of clear, and then I just finished like my rest of it, and they're super thin for the most part. And all I had to do was buff it and file down the sides and shape them. So it was very, very, very easy compared to the Revel liquids that aren't even that hard. Just a little bit more buffing. So I hope to in the future do more like brand trials. I know I want to try Dipalicious liquids. So hopefully we'll see that in the future. Okay. So now I'm going to do step 2, which is activator for a Revel nail, and I'm going to put that on there and let it sit for a little bit. And normally you would let it sit and then shape your nails and then apply it again and then apply the step 3. But like I said, I am not it's just a swatch stick, so therefore I don't need to do the things that I would normally do with my actual nails. Okay, so for this one I am going to, with activator, all you have to do is just kind of glob it on there. Like, you want a decent amount of activator because this is what sets it and makes it like the hard like acrylic. Okay, and then I'm just going to let that sit. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the liquids that I use and kind of go through the process of it. So the first thing that I do is use a dehydrator. You would want to do this with your regular stuff too as well if you can. You don't have to, but it's a great way to kind of like dry your nails out, so to speak, so that it will like kind of stick to your nail beds better. And then you're going to use what it's called foundation, but it's actually a base coat. And you're just going to, I'm going to open this up to show you the brush because it's so cool. So this is actually the brush, super tiny, but so easy to work with. So then you're going to do this and you're going to dip it into that, and you're going to do all 5 nails at one time. And then you're going to throw it into a UV light or LED light, whichever one you have, or one that is both. And then you're going to do that for as many coats as you want or feel like you need. Then you're going to buff and file and shape to get the shape and everything like that that you want. And then you're going to top it off with their gel. So you don't need to use activator on this. You can if you want to. Some people do, some people don't. I tried it both ways the other night, and I preferred to have the activator. You don't have to if you don't want to. So if you don't want to buy one set of liquids, you can just do it this way. And then always, 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 even if you don't do gel, top it off with cuticle oil, because after you have filed and you've gotten, you know, really close to your cuticles, they're going to look super dry. So I always follow up with cuticle oil and a lotion. Okay, so this should be dry by now. Revel does have a top coat, and I am actually going to go grab that. Give me 1 second. Okay, and here is what Revel's top coat looks like. They actually just recently came out with the matte one, so if you wanted to make them matte instead of shiny, you will need a UV light for this, and I will show you mine in just a second when I put these in there. The great thing I like about this is when I swatch, I normally have more than 3 colors in an order because I'm obsessed with the Revel, but I like that I can paint all of these with the top coat and then let them kind of sit in there, and it's so much easier and so much shinier than just your typical like step 3 or anything like that. And I've heard really good things about Dipalicious liquids and triple vitamin liquids. A lot of people that do use triple vitamin have made the comment not to use their activator, to use another brand's activator, because if you use their brand activator, it makes their top coat and everything crack. So if I ever try them out, I would definitely be using a different activator, probably Dipalicious if I had to take a guess. I also want to try a lady called Triple D. Dipalicious and Triple D are both independent women business owners, and they sell dip powders, they sell liquids. I have tried Dipalicious powders, and I absolutely love her powders. And I'll do a video of her powders as well. So there's the UV light, and they're just sitting in there, curing with the gel top coat on top of it. I have a Sun UV LED application, Sun 4 UV light. I like it. It just, I don't know, it hasn't failed on me yet, and it's super quick. With my gel liquids, I do let them cure for 120 seconds just because I want to make sure that I have gotten it to cure fully, because when you put the dip powder in there, it does make it a little bit thicker and kind of like a different substance that it's not meant to be technically. So I just like that for that sake. And we got about 5 more seconds, and there's a timer on there as well. Okay, and we're just gonna cut that off and put it back here. Okay, and as you can see, the colors are, you know, kind of, and like I said, this one is a mood changer, so when it gets hot and cold, it changes. And this one is a sun changer, so it changes as well. It actually just changed in the UV light because it acts as UVs. So, and as you can see, this one gets like a light pink to a hot pink. And I like that I can just, I don't have to wait for them to dry as long. And I know they're dry when I pull it out of the UV light. And this is also a tack-free gel, which means you don't have to wipe it off with alcohol or anything like that. The gelish that I used for my actual nails that I have on right now, it was not a tack-free, so I didn't have any alcohol, so I wiped it off with a little bit of acetone, and it actually worked, and it didn't take the shine away or try to take off my nails or anything, so I was pretty appreciative of that. So, alright, well, normally I would have more swatches, like I said, but this was just a small order, added on to my big order from earlier in the week, but there's that, and I also have a couple more swatches, just so that you can see my little bit of an addiction, because once you start and you really enjoy it and you realize that you don't have to spend $50 or so at the nail salon anymore, and you can do it at the comfort of your own home, and when you break it, all you have to do is fix it yourself. No more worrying about going to the nail salon when you're gonna have time, if they're gonna be open. I know that I absolutely hate walking around without one nail on, so if I can find my nail that popped off and it's whole, I typically try to glue it back on. Revel does a thing called Gore. It's actually over for the year. They you can sign up from the time that they release it at the end of the year until December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I signed up. This year they did two, they did one called Sassy and one called Classy, and you get one each month. It typically ships on the 15th of each month. And it is where they get, it's a surprise color. They announce it typically the first of the month, but you don't get it until the middle of the, or they don't ship it till the middle of the month. But this one was Classy and Sassy. So Classy is your cream colors with no glitter, and your Sassy are going to be your colors with glitter. And they ship, I got both of them, so I got the Sassy and the Classy, so I'll be getting 2 a month. And because I got both of them, I only paid $175 instead of $200. So it saved a little bit when I did both of them because I have buyer's remorse. Okay, so here is all of my swatch sticks. Yeah, it's kind of an addiction. I've only been doing this since September, and I absolutely love it. And by the September, I mean the end of September. There's a lot of colors. A lot of people like don't care for Revel. I started out loving them. Their customer service has been a little bit off the past couple of weeks, and I think that was just because there was so much going on with their site crashing on Black Friday and things like that. So a lot of people decided that they were no longer going to buy from Revel, which to each their own. I had a couple of customer service issues, but overall I like their colors. I like their like stuff that they release. They do mystery boxes, which is 5 1-ounce jars for $35, and you can also use a coupon on that, so you can't beat that. And then they also do a like they do collections where you can, like they have Treasure Trove. They just released their Deep Freeze collection, and then they had Glow. They have Mood Changing. They have Sun Changing. All kinds of stuff like that. And then they do what they, I forget what they call it, but anyways, it's typically 6 1-ounce jars, but they've recently changed to where you can pick 0.5-ounce jars or 2-ounce jars, and then they do each color, a powder comes with a polish as well. Those typically run about $60. But I have never purchased, I didn't, like I said, I just started using Revel at the end of September, and they haven't released one of those since I've been doing it. When I first got started, they had just released the Girl Boss collection, and I loved it. I now am only missing the Dia de la Revel collection, which is the polishes, and it's actually my favorite one, and I want it so bad, but I cannot find it anywhere. They just released one of their colors from that collection, Calica. They brought it back for good now, until it retires again, I guess. So anyways, this is the end of this nail video, and I hope to be uploading some more in the near future. Hopefully y'all will see this and like this and want some more. Thanks, guys.